Dime para que te invite y así nos compartamos. Tiene tiempo que no te lo digo. A ver, dime tú. Si lo seguía sobre todo porque sí nos vamos a ver juntos, ¿no? Sí. A ver, espérate. Bueno, el siguiente más en política de no me llega la próxima vez que me invito voy a quedar pero ¿dónde estudias medicado? Sí, seguramente eso de que se queda en una universidad que tiene pinta de estudiar ya nadie ya está mucho él está encima de aquí. Ya se aproxima, supongo que saldrás encima de mí. Sí, ya sabes que darle claro, porque estamos en el mismo sitio. Esto lo utilizo sobre todo con un amigo que está viendo ahora mismo en el Reino Unido. Cuando veo que llega a casa, le llamo, lo sacamos por ejemplo del primo, porque cuando ve que llego a casa yo también me llamo. Mira, la idea que se gasta la pasta en esto. ¿Tú estás allí? Bueno, mientras viene Aaron, que acaba de llegar, quería enseñar algunas URLs. De hecho, podemos probar alguna URL que queráis. Todo el mundo, ¿sí prueba la misma? Aaron. Con gadgets. Toys. La primera que os quería mostrar es la de Radio Televisión Española y el player que han hecho la gente de... El micro. Ah, sí, perdona.
¿Qué ha hecho este señor de aquí?
¿Quieres hablar algo de tu player? Y es un poco para que... A ver si ahora... Es un poco para que veáis como contenido estándar que está hoy en día en la web. Sin ningún tipo de optimización, sin ningún tipo de retoque, funciona, yo diría que el 98% bien. Hay cosas que vamos a tener que empezar a pensar también cuando hacemos aplicaciones para móviles, y es el tema de, por ejemplo, reactividad en contra de eventos tipo el botón. Un botón, un clic, por ejemplo, un clic de un ratón es diferente que un tap, un evento de tap en un móvil. Por lo tanto, igual vemos que algunas aplicaciones no consigues pinchar en un botón, sino porque está reaccionando a un evento diferente, o no espera ese evento, o simplemente porque tienes un dedo demasiado grande. ¿Vale? I was just showing this one very quick. Esta es la web de Radio Televisión Española. Podéis, obviamente estoy corriendo sobre un Nexus One. Podéis ver toda la web, multizoom, etcétera, etcétera. Vamos a ver, por ejemplo, ¿cuál? Este mismo. no me hago responsable del contenido que estamos mostrando, para nada. No sé si el audio, de hecho, irá. Vamos a ver. Así 3G. Temas de la red, no, nada más. Momento de la verdad.
Lo que tenemos que marcar son los resultados. Perdón. Disculpen el retraso, pero es que no he encontrado aparcamiento. No saben cómo está la cosa ahí fuera. Un momentito que ya estoy. Muy bonito, Jaramillo. ¿Te parece?
Empezáis con el scroll de Nexus, podemos mover diferentes.
Pero a mí, hoy,
Control que tiene el videoplayer.
Peto, a mí, a sus compañeros y a la empresa en general. Es de
Vamos a ir de
muy
full screen mode,
poca
vamos a
vergüenza.
orientación.
Jaramillo, de muy poca vergüenza. A no fumar se sale usted fuera.
Pues, sin ningún tipo de cambios, la misma web. Ahí lo tengo de más adelante.
El vídeo.
Le quito el volumen y ya está. Es un pequeño ejemplo de cualquier contenido que hoy en día tengáis básicamente en la web, sin ningún tipo de modificación, optimización, no hemos hecho absolutamente nada. Tienes ese contenido mostrándose. Obviamente nosotros lo que hemos hecho ha sido trabajar con algunos proveedores de contenido durante esta semana en el Mobile World Congress, y lo que hemos hecho ha sido crear versiones optimizadas pues para poder solucionar todos esos temas a veces del clic, del mouse, del tap y demás. Y si vais a la web de m.adobe.com, básicamente, lo que pasa es que vosotros no vais a poder acceder a ellos porque no tenéis el player 10.1 sobre Nexus 1. Veríais una serie de URLs de contenido que están aquí, por ejemplo. Tipo juegos, por ejemplo, vamos a ir a Addictive Games and Money Clip. Mejor, ¿no? Vale, tenemos diferentes juegos. El que me gusta es el Alien Attack. Vale. Más cositas, tenemos temas de vídeo, tenemos animación, branded, vamos a ver, Angry Anime Productions. Estos obviamente han sido optimizados por temas de resolución, para hacer que el contenido se vea un poquito más diferente. Esta es la misma web de Angry Animation. Muchos de vosotros conoceréis esta web, son animaciones tradicionales con un poquito de cartoons y cosas así. El Exorcista. poquito a dónde van las historias con estos juegos. Ahora nos va a contar un poco más cómo hemos llegado hasta aquí, todo el tema de... Y os enseñará también demostraciones que van fuera del navegador, hablará de Air sobre móviles. Vamos a enseñaros cosas también sobre el NVIDIA Tablet, que tenemos con el Flash Player 10.1, y algunas aplicaciones para que veáis el concepto de llevar diferentes contenidos, o del mismo contenido de diferentes dispositivos, en el iPhone, en el Droid, en el Nexus One. Y luego Xavi os contará cómo se escribe, cómo se crean acceso a los multitouch, a los APIs, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. ¿Vale? Así que es un poco más sesión demo que contaros historias, aunque creo que Aaron tiene algunas 2 o 3 slides, que igual son 15, no sé cuántas son 2 o 3 slides. ¿Vale? Aaron, you want to introduce yourself, who you are, what you do?
Sure.
Right?
Should I,
Yeah, you want on my game?
let's see if that works.
Hello?
Ah.
Good afternoon. My name is Aaron Filner, and I am responsible for product management for Adobe Air. So this means that I work back in San Francisco and the Bay Area with the engineering team and management and marketing, and it's my role to make sure that we have the right requirements and features and direction for Adobe Air. So,
And any complaints about the product?
yes, very seriously actually, one of the reasons I'm here is it's always very good to hear from you what's working, what's not working, what you need, and the conversations I have with you help me make sure we're building the right product for later this year, for next year, and in the future. So, by all means, any complaints. And if you have something nice to say also, it's okay too. So all joking around, I wanted to speak a bit about Air and really focus on contextual applications. So we use these words quite a bit, contextual applications, and I should apologize. I'm very sorry, I speak zero Spanish. I can order food in a restaurant. My Catalan, Castellan, all terrible. So I'm very sorry, I will try to speak slowly and as clearly as I can. But we use these words, contextual applications, and the idea is that, the idea behind the contextual applications is we want to make sure that it's possible for you to create applications and content anywhere you want, whether it's inside of a browser, outside of a browser, on a phone, on a computer, on a netbook, on a smartbook, on a television. If there's a screen, and there's a computer or anything that does any computing attached to a screen, Adobe's mission and my role with Air is to help make sure that you can create content and make it available as you need to in any of those places. And so Enrique was wondering why I start with slides or why I start with demos. Demos are always more fun, so I start with the demos. But we have a few things here. There is a product we have now. We're building the packager for iPhone. And so this is something in pre-release, and you may have heard about it. And we have a number of applications that are working today in this environment. So what you will see is, you'll see here there's a number of icons on this screen, and we have now, maybe the light is. We have now a very small group of developers that are building internally, speaking to Adobe, and working on the first applications here. We have over 50 applications that we know about that have been created for the iPhone using this packager tool. And we've been getting some data from them. They've been launched over 50,000 times so far. So this is the Air runtime compiled and placed with an application on the iPhone. So this allows you to use the Air APIs, the same workflow and ideas to build your application on this screen as you can on the desktop and as you can in other places. So the first application I will show is a game. This is called Fickle Blocks, and this is built. There was a version for Flashlight that was already on phones, and the developer for this application, Blue Sky No Earth, has now made it available here. And you can see startup time is reasonably good, performance is fairly fast, and you can use this application fairly easily. The nice thing is that our goal is to make sure that you don't have to do so much work to move from one computer to another. So we announced this week at the Mobile World Congress that Air now has a preview that we've built for Android. And so we went to that same developer and asked them to build their FickleBlocks application again for Android and see how it looked with Air. And so you'll see this here. There we go. And this is now very much the same game, the same feel, with almost no adjustments made to the actual application. You can see side by side, this application looks essentially the same. Very little change, very much same experience. Similar performance. It turns out the Droid and the iPhone are very much very similar in terms of hardware underneath. So we're seeing now that as a developer, it's possible to create this content and have it run in both places. So we're very excited. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the nice thing that we're seeing is that the amount of time that it's taking to make these moves is smaller. It's hours or days instead of weeks, or moving from Objective-C to Dalvik. There's the same language, the same assets, a little bit of difference per screen, a little bit of difference for some other things. So some applications we're seeing move with essentially zero work. Some applications take more. So this is an important thing to note. We want to make sure that it's possible for you to use the same tools, the same skills, and as much of the same code and assets as possible, so that the move is as close to zero as we can make it. Sometimes you'll want to change it for a different screen. Sometimes you'll want to do something new or different, and that's good too. It's really your choice. I show one more game. I would show there's a nice networking screen sharing demo, but I have no SIM card in this phone, unfortunately. But you can see here, we'll start with the iPhone, that this is another piece of content called The Alchemist, and it's running here. And you can see it. And then you can see you can see a similar experience here on the Android side by side. Let's see if we can. With the two phones, it's hard to get the lighting, but you can see that the experience is very much, again, the same. This application was not adjusted at all. Right? We just took the same app and we put it from what was built for the iPhone, because we had this already closer to finishing a little while ago. And we moved it to the Android, and you can see that there's actually, if you look closely at this version, a bit of a bar right here, about the size of my finger, because they did no adjustment for screen. Whereas on the iPhone, you can see it takes up the whole screen, top to bottom. Okay, so that gives you a sense of what's available there. Do you remember what second Alchemist on So the other thing here to notice is that when we talk about Air, a lot of people ask us, what is Air? Is it totally different from Flash? Is it the same as Flash? Where does it work? And so what Enrique is bringing up now is this is the Armor Games website. And the developers of Alchemist actually built this for use in the browser as well. So now I can show you the same game running in the browser on the Nexus One. So being in Air gives you access to database and SQLite. It gives you this packaging. We help make sure you can build IPA for iPhone. You can build APK for Android. That said, it's almost the same runtime. It's the same groups of people in Adobe building them together. And you can use a lot of content either inside or outside the browser. And this is one thing we mean when we say contextual applications. We want to make sure you can actually build and see content inside or outside the browser very easily.
So the 3G is or something.
Okay. This works great though, I swear.
That's the whole point of Air. You can work offline.
Exactly. As a game, it loads immediately. It's so much easier for us to demo because there's no network problems. That's the important part. Oh, great. So Enrique is now showing you that that application is running and works great on this phone just as well as it does elsewhere. So one more demo on mobile and toys before we move back to the desktop. Okay, I think that's a good flexible learner. Is it? All right. I have no idea what happens if you plug into that shit. PGA. So the other thing we're looking at is that these are all the same screen size, but we're seeing now a lot of interest in a variety of tablets. When we talk to people at Mobile World Congress, we hear from many manufacturers. They're saying, we're going to build tablets. We're going to build many different tablets. We're seeing in 2010, more are going to enter the market. One small company you might have heard of called Apple is building a tablet. So we're aware of this and thinking a great deal about it, both about making sure that the work that we've done for Air on the iPhone also works on Apple's iPad, but also there's going to be so many tablets in the world. We want to make sure that we also have good experiences in those places. So we've been talking with different people in the industry about what will the world look like when there are tablets, and how will people want to create different applications. And one of the things we've heard is we've talked very closely with Condé Nast, who is a magazine publisher, and one of the magazines that they write is called Wired. And so we've been talking with them about a demo of what does a magazine look like in this tablet form factor. So this is a little bit hard to see here. But what you can see is this is a full screen magazine. I can gently flip through the pages. The magazine developer,
Just a phone.
um,
The demo.
yes, we go through a lot of phones that way, it's very done. But the magazine author, the people who make Wired are working with us on this. And what they want is they want to be able to build a layout the same way they lay out their magazine pages. They want to say, I know exactly what this is going to look like. So it's not designed to reflow and resize a ton. Instead, it's designed to be beautiful in this exact environment. And they wanted it to do page flipping like a magazine. They wanted you to be able to skim through it like a magazine and move from area to area as you wanted to, and then to be able to scroll through. So there's a lot more here to see. There's